Hello, you are welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a ruched or a pleated top that you see on the thumbnail. Actually, the fabric they use is a stretchy fabric, but I am going to be using an organza for this project. So let's dive into the tutorial. First, I have ironed my organza. I think I used about 1.5 yards of organza, and then I'm going to be using that crepe fabric for the elastic band so that I can be able to wear this top. So I am just placing this organza into 4 places. Please make sure that you have ironed your organza and it's looking neat like this. So I don't want you to make the same mistake I made. I went ahead to cut the neck first. Please don't do this. Don't cut the neck part of your fabric first. This is not the first thing you are going to be doing. Please note that whenever you want to make yours as well. I decided to show you this part so that you will not make the same mistake. So this is not the first thing you are supposed to do when you are making this top. So fast forward, I'm just going to show you what you are supposed to do immediately you have folded your fabric into 4. So you open it up this way. As you can see, that end of my own fabric is not equal. So if yours is equal, I'm going to trim that part away. If yours is equal, go ahead and mark a starting line. We are going to start creating our pleatings right now. And please, I'm going to enjoy you or beseech you to please use pins to hold your pleats in place so that they will not be moving around. So watch closely what I am doing. Go ahead and start pleating. I picked from one side, and then I make sure that the pleating is ending on my starting line. So when I am cutting off that excess at the starting line that is not equal, I'm going to be cutting like ½ inch. I'm going to be leaving ½ inch so that I will be able to use it to join the sides together. Don't worry, you will understand. If you cannot get a perfect pleat, please go ahead and just mark lines about 2 inches gap. It depends on how much fabric you have. If you want the pleatings to be full, mine is not full, as you see at the beginning of this video. I used 1.5 yards rather of this organza fabric. If you have organdy, you can use it as well. So mine is not that full, like I mentioned earlier. If you want yours to be very full, you can use about 2 yards or 3 yards of any fabric you want to use, but please, I don't think crepe will be fine on this particular top. So go ahead and create your lines if you cannot get a perfect pleat like I am doing. And just start pleating. Make sure that you are pleating towards the same direction so that your top won't be looking somehow. So after doing this pleat, I'm going to show you the next thing to do. So watch closely how I am pleating mine. I didn't use a particular space in between my pleats. I am just being creative and I just continue pleating. So at this point, I am done pleating, and don't forget to use your pins to hold your pleats. That is the neck part that I am trying to show you, where I made a mistake of cutting the neck. I am not supposed to cut the neck, so please don't cut the neck before you do your pleats. Do your pleats and then cut the neck. So I'm just going to be using hemming gum to cover up that part. I was so happy that my pleat covered it up, but it is still going to be obvious. But at the end of the day, when I was done cutting the neck, I noticed that it actually falls into that particular place that I have cut. So at this point, I'm trying to tell you to go ahead and stitch down your pleat. What did I mean? Stitch it at the end, not all the lines, just stitch it at the end. You know, we made a pleat, so at the end of all the pleats, see my hand, and that's exactly the same place you should go and stitch down. That will help your pleats to stay in place. Stitch the edges of the pleats, not the line, not straight line, the edges of your pleat. As you can see where my hand is pointing at, So that is what you should go ahead and do. So at this point, I have gone ahead to iron my organza again. Iron your pleat in place. If you want a neat job, go ahead and iron your pleat in place. And as you can see, I have trimmed off all the excess. So what I'm going to do next is leave a particular place for your hand to pass through. At this point, I was trying to cut the neckline, but I stopped. I decided to just go and join it by the side first. So go ahead and join yours at the side. Leave a particular place for your hand to pass through. If you don't leave any space, your hand is not going to be able to pass through. So that space is serving as our sleeve opening. So go ahead and do that. I think I used about 6 inches for mine. Just measure your round sleeve and then use it for your, divide it by 2 and then use it for your sleeve opening. Mine is 12 and then I divided it by 2 and I got 6 inches. So you want it to be firm so that it's not going to be falling off your hand. And you can actually just leave about add half inch for ease so that you'll be able to raise your armpit. So at this point, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not going to sew mine. I'm just going to use hemming gum to secure that place so that it will be neat. If you want to sew yours, go ahead and sew yours, but I'm not going to advise you to sew it. All this is for neatness. So this is me now. I want to cut the neck. Another mistake I made that I will not want you to make is don't make your neck too wide, or unless you want to do a keno kind of neckline. If you want to do a round neck, just do about 2.5 by 2.5. I did 3 by 3, and by the time I wore mine, I did not really like that neck. I wanted it to be up, but it came down a bit. So instead of using 3 by 3, you can use 2.5 by 2.5. It depends on your size. If you are making for a plus size, please go ahead and just use 3 by 3 or 3.5 by 3.5 so that the person's neck will be able to pass through. So this is me. I want to cut the neckline here. I was just contemplating, should I use 3 by 3? Should I use 2.5 by 2.5? I ended up using 3 by 3 for the neckline. So this is it. When I was done cutting, I was like, oh, this neck is too wide. I really don't like this kind of big neck. Like, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just fold it in. I'll use my iron to fold it in, and then when I am done folding the neckline in, I will just secure it with my hemming gum. So this is just for neatness. So you can decide to just hem yours, use your sewing machine, stitch round, but for me, I didn't do that. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to cut our band. So I'm just going to pick my measuring tape right now, and I'm going to just measure round that band area. I have gone ahead to secure the sleeve opening with hemming gum, and that's what I'm showing you. And also the neckline, I have secured it with hemming gum. I did the same thing for the other side. So let's cut the band. For easy wear, you have to add elastic to make to the band for easy wear. Since it's not a stretchy fabric, so I have gone ahead to measure the band. This is not my exact waist. Remember, if it is your exact waist, you will not be able to wear it. So I have gone ahead to add my band. I added elastic as well. I created elastic opening, passed through my elastic, and this is what we have. Thank you for watching to this point. I'm going to see you in my next video, and please don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and turn on your notification bell for the next tutorial. See you. Bye.